Alrighty, well, welcome back to yet another episode of the Catch Up Podcast with Kaysen and Jaxsten. As always, I'm Jackson Shepard, and I'm joined by Kaysen Sperry, my cousin, and we've got a pretty special episode today. We've got a very special guest that joined us to earlier this week, and one of my good friends from high school. But we'll get to that in a little bit. But Kaysen. How has your week been? What is some highs, some lows from the week? And just, I don't know, just how's it been, man?
Week's been good, honestly. Kind of a chill week. I don't really can't think of any highs or lows. It's just been kind of a really chill week, well needed, kind of relaxed, kind of get back in the flow of things kind of week.
It's honestly like kind of how I feel. Like, I don't know, there hasn't been anything that's really like been like bad or like super awesome, but it's like just been a good week. I feel like it's just been
Yeah.
chill. It's been good. It's been smooth so far. So it's been, I can't complain either. So it's been pretty good.
Yeah, pretty chill, honestly.
Yeah.
It's been
But
nice.
yeah, and there's like, I don't know. There's been some like, have you seen the? Because this is part of our first little bit that we're gonna do, but our first segment. Did you see the new trailer for the Moana movie?
No, I haven't.
You need to look up Dwayne Johnson's wig and just what that looks like. Like, do it right now as we're talking,
Okay. Okay.
because ah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it just does not. It's not it for me. Are you looking at it right now? We'll put a
Yeah.
picture up for the ones watching on video. But oh my gosh, dude, it just looks not good at all.
Yeah, I feel like they could have made it look a little more like man hair. It looks a lot like women hair.
It just looks so fake too.
Yeah,
Like it doesn't even look natural or real. It just looks fake. And I
yeah,
hate it so much. Like
that's
I
funny.
already didn't really like want the movie in the first place, but this just makes me not want the movie
Like it even
even
less.
more. And it's just
Yeah,
like, come on, you guys could have done at least better on the wig.
yeah,
I don't know, man. I can't do that. It's just not it for me. I don't know, man.
looks weird for sure.
Yeah, but we'll get into a little bit of our topic time before we go into our guest segment. But Kason, there's some questions that I have, just like because these are some of the things on here that I talked about with the guest earlier this week. But do you think that first impressions are usually right, or do you think they're usually wrong when you have a first impression of someone, or what do you think?
Honestly, I'm one who tries not to take the first impression of who somebody actually is.
Yeah,
I think it goes along with the saying of like never judge a book by its cover. Um, because usually first impressions, everyone's kind of pretty nervous, especially if it's like a date or like just like the first time ever meeting someone. You're usually probably pretty nervous.
yeah,
Um, then it takes a little bit to warm up. So I would say they're probably pretty wrong on who someone like actually is
yeah,
as far as this like first impressions. So
yeah. I would say, like, I agree with that, and I especially think, like you said, with dates and stuff, it's like people get like extremely nervous and stuff,
yeah,
and I don't know, they aren't 100% themselves yet, just because they're trying to make a good impression and they're nervous and stuff. And so I kind of agree with that, especially on that front. And so,
right.
um, and then do you think that it's better to have like a small, tight knit friend group, or do you like having a more of a bigger social circle?
I think it kind of depends. I feel like I'm definitely closer with like fewer people rather than I am with like more
Mhm.
people. But I think it's definitely good to like the more people you know and more people you have in your circle is probably pretty good.
Yeah.
But as far as like friends, um, probably the more. But like best friends, like people you trust, somebody you know you can call and
Yeah.
they'd answer. And I'd probably say it's probably better to have like two or three rather than a huge group.
Yeah, I'm kind of with that, like, I feel like I'm a bit of both.
Hmm.
I don't know, because it's nice to know a lot of people, but it's also really nice to be close with just a few people here and there and
Yeah.
stuff. So I don't know, because like, I know in high school, I was mostly closer with just, like, a tight-knit group of people, but I knew a lot of people too and, like, still had a pretty, like, big social circle, but I feel
Right.
like for the most part, I enjoy having, like, tight friend groups and stuff and just having that and camaraderie and things like that. But, well, we have our first official guest on this podcast, the Catch Up Podcast with Kaysen and Jaxsten. Um, this guest I have personally known for a while. I've known him for about 6 years now. He's been one of my closest friends for a while. It's Cole Burtenshaw. He's a great kid, great guy, love him to death, and I was able to have a conversation with him earlier this week that we were able to record and just sit down and just kind of catch up on some stuff. And we hope you guys enjoy the conversation. So stay tuned for that.
Great.
All right. Well, Cole, how are you doing, man? I feel like we've talked a lot, but this is like the first time I've seen you.
I know,
Not technically face to face, but like in the last little while,
pretty close
at
face
least.
to face. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we
I'd
we
say.
we do talk
But
a lot, but, I've been really good. Been
yeah,
having a good time. Life's been just kinda I wouldn't say, like, cruising, I say, like, it's like a slight incline, just, like, need a little bit of gas on it.
a slight incline with a little bit of gas. I like that.
Yep.
I would say mine's just kind of like coasting along the straight
Yeah, but
road
you got the
with no hills or going.
slight incline, you know?
I know I'm just not pushing on the gas though at the moment. I'm trying to, but so that's what I'm trying to do. But yeah, man.
Oh, yeah.
So like, didn't you get like a new job recently or something like that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I was having a really hard time with my old job. I just worked at a warehouse. It was very not a good time, not fun at all. And so I looked all around and I got a new job detailing cars for a little bit.
Mm. Didn't you start like a headlight thing?
Yeah, yeah. So that's when it was warm. And
Yeah.
that was kind of like in a couple months into my other job, not my first job, my other job. And like I had good motivation, I was pretty happy. And then like
Mhm.
the job just kind of took over. My motivation got killed, and I just like had no energy to do anything. So I still,
Dang.
I still want to do it. I still like have the stuff. I still want to do it, but I was just waiting for a little bit of a refresh.
Yeah. For it to get warmer and stuff.
Yeah, and to not have a sucky job. So,
That also would help,
yep.
I think. So, but hey, man, that's sick. So,
Um,
I kind of wanted to ask because I know you served your mission in Colorado and stuff, but like, how was I don't know if I ever like asked you this because but like, how was the adjustment going from the mission to back home?
back home.
Like, 'cause I know Kaysen and I we've talked a little bit about it on the podcast and like basically like transitioning into adult life and stuff. Because really, before the mission, you don't really worry about that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Then when you come home, it's obviously kind of a huge change and a huge transfer and stuff. But like, how
yeah.
was that?
I think it was actually pretty difficult. It was like, because you go from the day before you're with people or other missionaries, you're with your companion, and then when I got home the next day, everybody went back to work in school. So like, my dad was teaching, my mom was at the DLD, my siblings were all at school, and so I was just like, for the first time in 2 years, I was just by myself at the house, and I was like, I woke up like the same time I usually did, and I was just like, "What do I do?"
It was just, like, kinda odd.
It was so weird. Yeah, I was like, it felt kinda horrible. I was just like, I got no one to talk to. Most of my, like, pretty good mission friends, like, live pretty far away or in other states and stuff, so I was like, I can text them, but
Yeah.
don't really. So, yeah, that was really tough, was just coming back, and it was just, like, complete silence, nobody home till, like, 3:30, 4 o'clock. Very
Gotcha.
different, very different.
I feel like I kinda had, like, a similar thing, cause like, I got home, and then, like, I didn't go start helping my dad and grandpa again on the farm for a couple of days
Yeah.
after I'd gotten home, cause I was, like, just trying to get used to being home again before I,
Mm.
like, threw myself into stuff, and, like, my mom got a job while I was on the mission, and then all my siblings were at school, so I kinda was, like, the same way, just, like, kinda just sitting at home. I'm like, "Maybe I should've just chose to go and help out," and then I wasn't, like, alone sitting at the house by myself all the
Yeah,
time. But
yeah.
it's just like, I don't know, it's such an odd transition because like, now you have to worry about, like, paying for stuff, like
Yeah, it
rent and all
immediately,
that.
like, shoved me into getting a job because I was like, "I have nothing else to do. I just need to,
Yeah.
like, do something."
Yeah, because I didn't go to school right away either, because just I wanted to make money so I could have enough money to get me through that first semester of school, just so I could get used to what the school life would be like.
Yeah.
Because obviously a lot different than high school and definitely is, but, like, that was just kinda my thing with that, and so but yeah, that's like I don't know, the transition, like I don't know if any members told you this, but there were a lot of members that were telling me on the mission that were like, they should have like an RMTC to like help
Yeah, like a
you,
return?
like
Yeah.
train you how to return home because of like all that and stuff. And so that's just kind of like I don't know, I kind of feel the same way, but also it's like kind of I don't that's a horrible word to put that. I was gonna say fun, but like no, like it's super interesting, and it's a lot of a learning curve when they just throw you into the fire, but
Mm.
I don't know, I think it's a lot more rewarding
I think it's
that
kind
way,
of a
but
slap in the face because you sit
yeah.
around with your companions and you're like, "I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna get a job that pays all my bills, and I'm gonna have all the time in the world, and then I'm gonna start a business, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this." And you get home and
Right.
it's like, "Oh, I can't do any of that actually."
No.
I don't have
Yeah.
time, resources, energy. I don't have anything. I can't do any of this actually. So,
No, yeah. I totally agree. It's like I don't know, it's like super interesting, I think,
mhm.
but just that whole ordeal. But like another thing I wanted to ask you, it's not pertaining to the mission or anything, but like I don't know how much you want to disclose, but like what is like from growing up, because Kaysen and I have talked a little bit about us growing up, because Kaysen and I basically grew up together and stuff,
Yeah, yeah,
and
we
I've
live
known
kind of
you
close. You know,
you and I have known each other for almost 6 years now,
that's crazy.
I think, which is kinda crazy. I feel like we're getting old, but, um, I'm also just going to college with a bunch of kids that were born in '05 and '07 and
And that's
'06,
really weird. Yeah.
and it makes me feel really weird. What was, like, a really, like, a core memory from your childhood, kind of? Because Case and I have kinda talked a little bit about that, but, like, what's kinda like a core memory from your childhood?
Just like any memory, like any topic, anything.
Yeah, anything. It doesn't matter the topic or
Ooh,
anything.
I think some of my biggest. I have like I'd say I have a couple, and one of the biggest ones is like driving up and catching the tracks to a Utah football game with my dad.
Oh,
Like
it's
dressing for like super cold weather. No, got like 3 different layers of jackets on, got beanies on, hoods on, gloves, got hot chocolate. We're sprinting up to the tracks. We hop on and we go through the game. I think that's one that I always like when I think about my childhood, I always think of like the games that I went to with my dad. That's always like the super big ones.
yeah.
Mhm.
Going to a good old Rice Eccles Stadium. That
Yep.
was
One.
actually my first weekend home, we went to a Utes game.
Yeah?
me,
Yeah,
Kaysen, and
joint.
Trista, we got tickets from this guy, and we went up to the Utes game. They were playing Baylor,
Mm,
and it was my first weekend home, like my first full weekend, because I came home on like a Saturday or something like that. And we get up there, and it was so hot, and we got so sunburnt up there. Like that's my only memory from a Utes game.
that's a
Is just
completely different experience. I've never been to a warm Utah
yeah.
game.
Well, it's just like it was in the middle of the day, so it was like an afternoon game, and like I was wearing shorts, which was my first mistake because my legs had
Yeah,
not seen the sun in forever.
yeah.
And they just got completely burnt. My legs did because I was wearing shorts and all that.
Smoked.
And I had sunburns on my like I couldn't wear pants after that for a little while. So I had to like wait to like for my legs to heal and stuff.
Yeah,
And I
fair
don't know if they
enough.
had any aloe, but that's my one experience from a Utah football game. But I always forget
Different
you're a Ute fan.
different ends of the spectrum for us, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Most of my BYU game memories, like from me going to BYU games, is always cold too. Like
Yeah.
most of them are. Except for I went to one last year where they played Arizona and it was pretty warm. And so but then we went to another one that year and it was Oklahoma State and it was freaking cold.
Yeah.
And so but football in the cold I think is just
It's just
it's
it's
just
such a good
different.
combo for some reason.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a good combination even though it sucks to be cold, but
Maybe your body's, like, freaking out, so it just heightens your, like, senses, your adrenaline,
yeah.
gets you
Yeah, no
going.
kidding. But yeah, man. Like what another like what's like I don't know if you can like what's the funniest memory from your childhood from like growing up? Like a funny memory
Funniest?
that you look back on a lot.
Ooh. I'm trying to think, a funny memory. All Everything that I remember that's funny is just, like, me getting in trouble or me doing something dumb. So, like, I've got a couple where, like, I would run down the hallway and, like, throw crap all over there, not actual crap, like toys, throw toys all
Yeah.
over and, like, knock stuff over, and then my mom would be like, "Stop it," and I would just, like, freeze, like, military style,
Well,
I remember, like, crashing into a rose bush on my bike, and that's pretty funny now. It wasn't very funny then. Yeah,
yeah, not at the time,
I
but
think about it then, I'm pretty sure I was, like, trying to jump it off of, like, a little pile of dirt or something.
um,
Like, I think just, like, when I'd get in trouble, it's like crashing into the rose bush, terrorizing the house.
it's like dumb stuff like that.
Yeah, pretty dumb stuff.
Yeah.
That's all the funny stuff that I remember.
Do you remember when you and I drag raced down that road in Nephi?
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah. I
That
would
that
I
was pretty
just
funny,
remember if I was the one that got pulled over, I probably would have ended up, like, getting in a lot of trouble.
and that was I only got a warning, so
Yeah. Well, it's because like, I had lost my driver's license that week. So I didn't have it on me because I lost my wallet, and my car, like, the insurance or something on my car was expired.
was that
And so, like, I would have gotten in a lot more trouble
No,
than just speeding down the road.
yeah, he was like, I can't tell who it was that did that, but I'll give you a warning." "Oh, perfect. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be on my
Yeah,
way."
because I seen him and he was turning around and I just sped off because 'cause I'm like, "Nope, I'm not." It's the only time I've ever attempted to do that in my life. Because normally I'm pretty compliant, but that time I'm like, "I will probably get in a lot of trouble." And
Yep,
so
I'm gonna get smoked if I
yeah. So, like, thank you for taking the bullet for that.
Yep,
I
I
probably
took
told you that a lot, but, like, it was better you than me, I think.
Yep, it was. No, I only got
But
a warning. I sweet talked him, so it was okay.
didn't you help him do something a couple days before?
My family had found, like, a dog, someone's lost dog, and he was the one that went and retrieved it, so he had met us, like, a
Oh,
day before or 2 days before or something.
I don't know why I thought it was like a cat or whatever, but I feel like cats don't really do that.
Yeah, no. People lose their
But
cats, and they're like, "Yeah, they'll show up."
yeah. But, like, I kinda mentioned earlier, you and I have known each other for 6 years now,
That's super weird.
What was your first impression from, like, meeting or, like, Juab or, like, meeting me and
And
stuff?
first
I've always
impression of
wondered this
Juab?
because I know you and I have been, like, super good friends for a
Mhm.
while, and so
Wait, you want my first impression of Juab or of you?
both, because I know your feelings towards that now.
Yeah.
But
Um, so my first impressions, my dad brought me down, actually. We came down to, like, check everything out, see the house, and then he was teaching, so we went to, like, look at, the school and everything, and I
Mhm.
remember just looking around like, "What is this?" 'Cause I used to live in Blanding, which is a pretty small town as well. I think
Yeah,
Nephi might be Nephi's a little bit bigger, but
yeah,
it just kinda gave me that feeling of like, "Oh, yeah, I remember there's just, like there's not a whole lot that goes on here. You
yeah.
gotta travel if you wanna get a
Go
haircut, if you
anywhere.
wanna go shopping, if you wanna
Yeah,
s have a good time."
yeah. No
So,
kidding.
yeah, my first impression was kinda like, "Whew, this is tough. This is tough."
Yeah.
But, it ended up being pretty good, pretty
Yeah.
goodish. And then you, I think our first time meeting was, like, at the pep rally.
I was gonna say, I remember meeting you at the pep rally because I don't know who introduced you or whatever, but I don't think we talked much that night.
No, so I'm not gonna count that as a first impression, you just kinda existed there.
Yeah, I was just kinda just there. I didn't really know what I was doing, I don't think. I think I was
Yeah.
just kinda hanging out just to hang out.
I honestly can't remember the first time that we started, like, talking and hanging out. I do remember, though, that I kinda gravitated towards you more because you had more of the same interests as me,
Yeah,
and you were my age and, like, I don't know, you're
'cause I
quieter.
feel like
Heart.
everyone, like, w we hung out with that year was, like they were all a grade younger than us,
Yeah,
but they're all, like I still talk to them a lot, but, like and then you and I think, just hung out a lot more just because we were the same grade and the same
yeah,
age and stuff in school, and so I feel like that was kinda my same thing is, like, I don't know, like, I just kinda because we had a lot of the same interests and, like, just all that, like, it was kinda a lot of the same things for me and
yeah,
stuff.
yeah. I think if there was anybody in that group that would have been, like, a soul friend, it probably would have been just you. Like,
Yeah, because like, I don't know, because you were pretty new at the time, and I don't know, I never really talked to new kids for
it's
the
a
most
weird
part
transition.
growing up, just because like, I was like, I don't know, and mostly in, like, elementary school for me and stuff in middle school, my circle of friends was, like, really small
Mm,
growing up, and I didn't really start expanding it until, like, later into high school,
yeah.
which I feel like is a poor time to start doing that, but it's whatever.
I was kinda the opposite. I've always moved, like, every once in a while, every couple of years, so, like, I
Yeah,
make a good group of friends, and I'm like, "Oh, on to the next place, good group of friends,
yeah,
on to the next place. Oh, junior
yeah,
year of high school, looks like I
mhm,
gotta restart again."
yeah. But and then I know this isn't our sports podcast, but I know you're a big Ravens fan. And I
Yes.
wanted to get your thoughts on you and I may have already talked about this through texts and stuff, but I wanted to
Mm,
get your thoughts on the whole Max Crosby thing because in our
Crosby.
sports episode, we talked a little bit about the Max Crosby thing. And I just wanted to get your quick thoughts as a Ravens fan, like your whole
My thoughts on it? So, I was super pumped because he's just a demon. Like, when you
Mhm,
watch clips of him, it's just like that whole side of the field gets shut
yeah.
down for the quarterback. So I was really excited. I was a little nervous about the 2 first round picks because I knew
Mhm,
that Linderbaum's contract was coming up, and, like, I was just like, "I think we still need help that the first round picks could give us." So I was a little
yeah.
skeptical of the price, and then I saw that they backed out of it and they got Trey Hendrickson, and I was like, I'm completely fine with that because you still got a really good edge,
Yeah.
but you still have your 2 first round picks. So I almost prefer for them to have gotten Hendrickson and 2 first round picks because they still have like Roquan,
Mhm,
Madubuike, Hamilton, Starks, Humphrey. Like they have a bunch of like super big names on the defense.
yeah.
I
was gonna
think
say
they
their
just needed.
defense is still really good.
Yeah, I think they
So
just needed like a more defensive-minded coach to kind of bring it all together. Because last year they freaking sucked. It just defense couldn't stop anything. It's kind of a hard watch, but I think
yeah,
it'll be a lot better. I really like the now think I prefer the Hendrickson and the 2 trades or the 2 picks over Crosby.
yeah, yeah. I think they did pretty good with that, and I mean, I know they came out and said that they were wanting to pair both of them. How
Yeah.
true that is, I have no idea.
I feel like that's really expensive.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's an expensive D line for those.
Super
It's like
expensive,
trying to
yeah.
pair like in our franchise Madden, TJ Watt and Miles Garrett on the Niners
Yeah,
that we have
that's it's
in our
goodbye to the
Madden.
rest of your team. You just
Yeah,
relying on
it's
your
like
edges. Yep.
the rest of your team is gonna get pretty cheap once you start pairing really expensive guys together in
Yes.
one spot. But and so to kind of move on though to a little bit of a different subject, and we kind of talked about adjusting from the mission a little bit, but like what? Because you served in Colorado Springs.
Yep.
What was your reaction to getting your call to Colorado Springs?
There's
Because I was
actually
there that day and I don't remember much of it. Because I remember
oh,
you and I submitted our papers the same day,
yeah.
and you got yours like after 2 weeks, and I had to wait like 6 more weeks.
Yeah,
But
'cause of your
and
yeah,
but
I remember that. It took you a while.
yeah, but what was your first initial reaction to getting your mission call? And then like just kind of what made you because you love Colorado Springs, I would assume,
That
hopefully.
yeah, yeah. So just kinda
So
like
what kinda, like, made you fall in love with it, but what was your first initial reaction?
well, I had an Instagram video up from that day when we opened it, and it's
Mhm.
so funny. I deleted it now 'cause it's horrible for me to watch. But it when I read it, I'm like, "Oh, super excited. You have been called Colorado Springs." Just, like, complete tone change, just absolute I was so upset. I was like I think 2 of the places that I, like, had in my mind that I didn't wanna go were Idaho and Colorado. Like, I didn't wanna go there, and so I think
Yeah.
it's, like, showing a little bit of God's humor in being like, "Nice try
Yeah.
nice try, buddy."
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, like, seeing that I was gonna learn Spanish, that was pretty cool, that would, like, helped it out a little bit, but I was pretty upset. Went to the whole MTC, that was pretty cool. I went to Mexico for some reason because they just wanted
Yeah.
me to get a visa to head
Yeah.
off for some
For
reason,
whatever
for
reason.
whatever reason. And then the very first initial, like, reaction, it was freezing when we got there.
Well, because
It
you left in, like, October. Because you ended up leaving after I did. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, because my
Yeah.
mom had a baby.
That's right,
So
yeah.
I waited like a month or so. But, it was freezing. It was colder than I've ever had, like, in Utah. Just
Really.
a random day, yeah, like, got there and I was like, "Wow, this is rough." But once I, like, settled in, I realized it is gorgeous. I think it's pretty over on that side of the mountain now. Like,
Yeah.
looking up at Pikes Peak, which is, like, their super tall mountain, and, like, I look around, I'm like, "Wow, it is super pretty here, super, super pretty." And that kinda helped me, like, transition, like, okay, it's a very beautiful place, like, the weather is very Utah-like,
Yeah.
freezing or it's super hot or it's, like, one day it's one day it's the other, so it was, like, a little bit of home. It was close enough that, like, my family could still be on the same time as me, they could send me stuff, so that was really
Mhm.
nice. But, just like everyone else, I think the big, like, kicker for me that really helped me to love it was definitely the people. I talked to a lot of English and Spanish
Mhm.
speakers, and there's a lot of weird people there, but
Yeah.
then there's just, like to balance it, there's just some of the most spiritually awesome, like, fun people that I've ever
Yeah.
met in my life, and so when I look back, like, I have the funny stories of, like, super weird people in Pueblo, Colorado, or, like, things like that, but then I look back and I'm like, "Wow, I met some spiritual giants while I
Yeah.
was out there that really helped me to just, like, solidify and love it so much."
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I remember being at your mission call opening, and I remember after you read your call, I remember we looked up how far it was from Nephi, and it was like 9.5 hours, and I
Yeah,
was like, "We could do that in a day."
yeah, it's like a 9-hour drive.
Yeah. But, like, you know, I'm a big believer that, you're called to where the God needs you the most,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that rings true with everyone, and, 'cause that for, like, my experience, for the longest time, for a while on my mission, there was a little bit of me that always, like, deep down that thought I was called to Florida just because my doctor was there,
Oh,
Like, there was
yeah, I
always a
remember
part of
that,
me
yeah.
that thought that, but then I won't get into it too much, but, like, 18 months into my mission, I kind of learned that, no, there was a reason I was called here.
Mhm.
It just took me a while to figure it out,
Yeah.
and there's, like, a lot of things that once you have that big realization, you have other realizations that, "Oh, earlier on in my mission, there's this, and
Mhm.
there's this." And so, it's just super interesting that, like, your initial reaction just to, like, mission calls and stuff, like, for everyone, if they go somewhere they don't wanna go, they end up going and just falling in love with
Oh,
it,
yeah. Yeah,
and I
no, I
think
have
it's so cool,
the typical
but
experience.
yeah, but, like, what is your most fondest memory from your mission?
Fondest memory. Um, I have so many to think of. So many. So, there was there's a lady that we were teaching, and it was, like, super hot. It was in Pueblo, which
Mhm.
everyone calls it, like, Pueblo Dome because the weather all around the state could be just completely different than what's going on in the little city that we're in.
Yeah.
It was super hot that day for some reason, and we were out teaching, and we were going through our list. Again, I had been there for just about a year, so I had been there for a long time,
Yeah.
going through everything again, and we for some reason, we ran into a dot that was, like, hidden under like, another dot for some reason. I can't remember exactly what was wrong, but,
Yeah.
like, these records showed up for somebody that had been taught in between when I was there and when I was there again.
Mhm.
And so we contacted her, and she was like, "Oh, the missionaries, yes, I would love to talk to you guys."
Yeah.
And we talked to her, we taught her for, like, I wanna say, like, 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks, like, we taught her for a long time,
Oh, really?
and she just ghosted us. On, like, week 5, she just ghosted us.
Wow.
And me and my companion had been super excited because Spanish Pueblo had not seen, like, any progress. Like, I had been there for a really long time. It was just not like it was a tough area. It was a lot of people moving in and out, trying to get out of Pueblo and stuff. So it was, like, really hard to get anybody to really, like, lock in and move forward. And so
Yeah.
we were really excited because she had no plans of moving. She was in a good spot, like, and then she's ghosted us. And it was, like, complete downward spiral. He left the area. I got put with some new companions, and we just kept going. We kept reaching out to her. And then one night at like 11:30, I hear my phone buzzing, and I was like, "What's going on? It's so late." I look at it, and it's her. And so we, like, frantically, like, we get up, we get on the phone call, and she's like, "Missionaries, I want to get baptized."
Yes.
We're like, "What? What?" And she's like, "When can we do it?" And we're like, uh, we're like half asleep. We're trying to get all our stuff together.
Yeah.
And she's like, "You know what? Actually, let's do it this day. And I want this person to baptize me. And this is why." And she was like just going through everything. And we're just like getting everything together. We're like, "Yeah, that'll work. Perfect. We'll come teach you the rest of what you need to hear. We'll talk to you a little bit, get everything figured out." And then just like we couldn't sleep for the rest of the night because it was just a complete and total like adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
It was super awesome. I can't remember exactly, like, her phone had broken, and she didn't have a way to get a hold of us, and whenever we had gone by, she'd been at work or something,
Hmm.
and so that was a pretty crazy memory that just I could think off the top of my head. I have lots, but that one was really cool. I still talk to her to this day. She's
Dang,
one of the
that's
sweetest
awesome.
people ever.
That's so cool. That's so cool when stuff like that happens, like,
Yeah.
especially on the mission where it's just, like, just falls into place. Like, I think I always loved when stuff like that would happen because it just made our job so much easier as
Yeah, and then
missionary.
I think, like, the best part of it is it just kinda set off, like, a more of, like, a positive attitude because I ended up leaving pretty soon after that, and then
Yeah.
I got off my mission, and they had opened up a second branch or, like, a second yeah, they'd sent, like, another companionship there, they had opened up another branch, like, it was going really well, all the members were doing really well, so I was just like that was super cool to see that I kinda got to be there for a part of, like, the revival of Pueblo. I got to see it kinda
Dang,
kinda
that's
start
so
off right
cool.
as I was leaving, so it was really cool.
That's so cool. Are you planning on, like, ever going back to visiting, like, anytime soon, or
Yeah, I've been so, like, wrapped up with either, like, work or spending money on things, like, I feel every time that I get, like, some money saved up, it goes into something else. Like, it
yeah,
just like,
or
I have a
I
big
mean,
expense.
you are kind of putting your money towards something kind of important at the moment, so I don't blame you right now.
Yeah, it's a little important.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
given that you're gonna be getting married here in, like, a month
just
or
like a month.
whatever.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
something like that.
but
Yeah, I definitely wanna go. I think I would rather go when me and Lily are married. I think that would be a
yeah,
cool experience as my first time going back because, um, a lot of my members were like, "We wanna meet whoever you marry." I was like, "Oh, cool. Well, you can make that work probably."
yeah,
So, I think that'd be cooler than just going back by myself.
yeah, that would be sick. I think that would be really cool too.
Yeah.
Um, so, what is, like, something like, what is the number one thing you learned on your mission that you apply to your life still today, being it, like, almost 18 months later?
I can go quickly through 2 that I can always toss up evenly. The first one is, um, Jesus does not care what you look like. A lot of people that have, like, lived really rough lives that I got to meet through my mission and, either they're covered in tattoos or they're kinda just scarred and broken or they're hungry, so they have lost a little bit of weight or whatever it is. Doesn't really matter. There's so many people that love Jesus, and Jesus will love them no matter what, doesn't matter what they look
Mhm.
like. And I think the other one is you should never ignore a spiritual prompting, ever. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. We had some really weird ones that we kinda received or just, like, the idea to do something, and it
Yeah.
never failed us. It always worked out in the end.
Mhm.
So I think never ignore a spiritual prompting.
Yeah. I love those. It's like with the spiritual prompting one, there were times on my mission where I just felt to go knock this door, and we'd go knock it and nothing would happen. My companions were like, "What was that?" And I was like, "Well, I just felt like we should do it." And then
Yeah.
eventually it leads you down to these things that because you kept listening to those spiritual promptings, it leads you to something grander
Yeah.
in the end, which is what, that's why I try to do that every day too, because it can lead you, even though it might seem super small and minuscule at the time, it can lead you to something bigger
Mm.
and better.
Yeah, if you
So,
can't be trusted to go knock on a door that's not gonna answer, you can't be trusted to love
knock
somebody
on a door
that's
that will
in
answer.
a lot of pain right now. Yeah.
Mhm. Exactly. No, I feel that. But and then what is, like, the funniest memory you can think of from your mission? Because I know there's a lot of funny ones that people have, and I just wanna know, like, what is your funniest memory from serving in Colorado?
I'm just gonna kinda, like, hot fire a couple of just, like
Mhm.
it's gonna be from Pueblo, of course. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
hot fire a couple things from Pueblo. Driving through there we drove through on my first day, and one of the very first things I saw was someone's door was getting cut off of their car. Like, someone was just getting, like, a Sawzall to their car door and was getting taken off. We went to teach somebody, and they had just gotten out of a gang fight, like a fist fight. Like, everyone
Oh
was
my
bleeding,
gosh.
and, like, this guy had lost a couple teeth, and, like, they were in pretty bad shape, but he was like, "Sorry, elders, just got out of a fight. This happened."
Oh my
We got
gosh.
yeah, we got followed through the city by this car for, like, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes,
Yeah.
and every time we got to a red light, they would get out of their car and start coming towards us, so we had to take off and go faster. That's pretty funny now, it wasn't very funny then.
No, 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 no.
Um,
It's funny to look back on.
yeah, it's a lot funnier to look back on. One day we woke up in my companionship, one and 2 other companionships in our, like, apartment complex. Our, gas cans had been screwed out, and so, like, all of our gas was leaked out all over the parking lot.
Oh
Someone
my
had
gosh.
somehow managed to find out which 3 cars were ours.
Oh my yeah, that's impressive. Maybe they
Ve
just looked for the Tiwi up
I
there.
know, yeah, I just gotta look for the
Yeah,
white box, but still, like,
yeah,
we were spread out, we weren't, like, close or anything.
yeah. That's weird.
Um, there was a couple P days where, like, we just did, like, basketball where you couldn't bend your knees or something, so you're just running around, super weird, that was hilarious.
That would be really funny to watch.
Yeah, it was actually hilarious. I think there's just so much weird stuff in Pueblo, like, people followed you all the time, people offered
Yeah.
you harmful substances, people would scream at you. I had a guy smack me on the top of the head and say I had been blessed with the Holy Ghost, like,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So, a whole bunch of stuff. I could go on for a couple hours of Pueblo, but,
Dang, man. That's crazy. That's super sick. But, um, where are you going to dinner tonight?
um, I think we're gonna go to Cane's
Nice.
because,
I love
of
canes.
course,
Yeah.
we try
I
and
wish we had that down here.
I know, yeah, I wish there was one closer than Provo, but
Yeah.
we try and switch it up. We do a date night every Tuesday, so we
Oh, that's sick.
either make food or go get food, and sometimes play a game, watch movies, sometimes we're out doing something, Provo, Orem.
Has she got you on the sitcom grind yet? Or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, I've never watched a show, like, all the way through in my life before.
Wow, that's crazy.
Like, I've never been one to watch a bunch of shows, but we've s
Neither was I until after I got home from the mission.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe we're just, like, becoming old now, so we have to old people things.
Becoming that old married couple.
Yep.
But, well, do you got anything else to rant about or tag on before we clock out?
No, have you shared any, like, funny stories on the show yet? Do you have any? 'Cause I know Florida is equally as
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah?
golly.
Repositioning.
But there's so many, there's so many
If
funny
there's
memories
one that
from
just, like, hits you on the top of the head, like, first thing that you can think of?
first thing I can think of, there's always I had I mean, this one was definitely not funny in the moment because I was actually kinda aggravated, but it was this lit we were street contacting in between, um, general conference sessions in April. So I was still in St. Pete. It was my 5th transfer in St. Pete, and I was kinda getting to the point, um, where I had been there for 5
Mm.
transfers. I kinda wanted to change. And so there were days where I was just, not wanting to, be there, and it was general conference, and I was just kinda wanting to just kinda chill. I didn't street contacting was not something I wanted to do. We went and did it anyways, and street contacting was also probably my least favorite thing
Mm.
at that point in time because I wasn't very good at it, and it just gave me anxiety.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
And
it's
so but we went and we found these people that were just out in their yard, and we went up to them, started talking to them, and I had my sunglasses on, and I know you were probably supposed to take them off when you talk to people, but I was just like, I don't know, I was kinda just tired that day,
Yeah.
so I just didn't take them off. I'm just making excuses for myself, but, um and there's, like, super reflective, so you couldn't see my eyes,
Mhm.
but and we got talking to these people, and the lady that was there, she started offering to, like, flash me and stuff, and I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Yeah, you want me." I'm like, Where is this going?" Like, I was so lost and so confused that it had just taken such a turn. Like, we are trying to talk about Jesus, and she's like, "Do you want me to flash you?" And I was just like, "No, thank you."
Florida
I
minds.
was It was so funny because I went to my district leader the next day because the next day was P day because that was a Sunday, and I was telling him about it, and he's like, "You said no?" Like, as a joke. He's like, "You said no?" And I'm like, "Yeah!" I'm like, I'm trying to talk about Jesus. I'm not trying to get myself in trouble. But it was just so funny, and, yeah, there's so many because Florida's so weird, dude.
Yeah.
Like, I love Florida, and there's just so many tweakers there, and every gas station smells of weed.
No, that's all of Colorado.
Yeah.
I flew back to
Wasn't it
Utah.
legal in Colorado?
Yeah,
I think it might be legal in Florida, but I'm gonna look that up,
but that's
actually.
just, like, everything in Colorado smells like weed. We got back, and I was like it took me a minute to adjust back to Utah air because I wasn't
Yeah.
used to it. Like, it was just weird. I was like, "Well, I can smell so much now."
Oh, okay. So, in Florida, marijuana is legal for medical use, but not recreational use.
I
So
see.
but, like, yeah, for me, like, the adjustment back from Florida to Utah was a little more difficult because it was
Weird.
such an elevation
Oh, the
difference,
elevation, that's true.
and because it's, like, a 5,000 feet difference,
Yeah.
and so it's, like, going from one extreme to the other,
Mm.
and, like, I don't know, it's nice when I go to gas stations now and they don't smell like weed. I
Ah,
do
yeah.
enjoy that. So, that is something I do enjoy. So,
Yeah, it
but
was weird. I'm pretty sure I went to a higher elevation. Yeah,
I think you did
I went
because
higher up.
I know Denver is a mile high, and I know Cedar City, where I'm at right now, is, like, a little more than a mile,
Oh, okay.
like, but I know there's probably parts in Colorado that are
Mm.
higher and parts that are
Yeah.
lower. I'm sure northern Colorado is higher.
Mm.
I don't know the exact schematics of that, but
Yeah, yeah, elevation's crazy 'cause, my dad told me when he was in, like, boot camp and they had to run the mile and stuff, he was in, like I can't remember where they did it, but he was able to just run forever. He was like, "I could run forever." And I was passing all these young kids and
that was me
everything.
in Florida.
Huh?
That was me in Florida. I was, like, never been able to do all the things, and then I came home, and I just have felt so out of shape for 18 months. And it's like, well, part of it was because I gained 50 pounds on the mission, so
Oh.
that's also why I feel so out of shape, but and just the elevation made me feel even more out of shape because I had gained the 50 pounds by my last area almost,
Phew.
and so but I was still able to do way more,
Than
like,
you ever thought.
exercise-wise in my last area than I am now, 18 months after being home.
Yeah,
And so I'm like, Florida sounds kinda nice sometimes just for that
just for that.
stuff, but I would live there if I could, if I wasn't broke,
Yeah.
because I have, like, $0 to my name right now, so
It'll come. It'll come soon.
yeah, I'm pretty broke right now, but I still got 2 more years of school, so we're just trucking along,
Chugging
so
along.
yeah, but are you still doing the BYU Pathways?
Yeah, I'm kinda on and off because, like, time and money right now is just kinda
Yeah, no,
all over the place, but I really like it, honestly. I
yeah,
don't think I'd like actual, like, in-person college as much as I enjoy this because I can work full time and not
yeah.
get a whole bunch of student debt, so it's been really nice for me.
Yeah, because I registered for next semester and I'm doing one online class, I think, because it's the only version that's offered for that class, and I have to take it. And so I'm like, I'm just
Oh,
gonna do it now instead of waiting to do it and try to find some other class that I don't want to take.
yeah. Yeah, no,
So
it's
I'm like,
it's really nice.
yeah, but well, thanks, man, for hopping on. It was super awesome to get to do this.
Yeah,
So I'm glad we finally got it to work.
I know.
After all of our efforts trying to get it to work and work out.
It's how it always is. Someone will send me a text and I'm like, well, yeah, I've got this time to this time on this day, and this time to this time on this day. Just
Hey, you know what? That's better than some other people that have given it to us. So that's a little better. But at least you gave us specific days, then we knew what we were working with.
yeah.
But you are also the first official guest on the podcast. So there's that too.
Number
Yeah.
one.
So there you go. But we'll have to have you on some other time when Kaysen can join us for the interview and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
like I said, just whenever you want.
Yeah, man.
I'm good to go.
We'll let you know for sure, and we'll have to keep going at it on Madden. So
Yes.
but all right, man. Well, thank you.
All right. Well, I'm really sad I wasn't able to be a part of that one with Cole and you. Cole's a great guy. So thanks again, Cole, for joining our podcast. And sorry that I couldn't be there.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I was telling him that we need to get him on again when you can hop on because I'm pretty sure you two will dispute BYU and Utah. So
Oh, he's a Ute fan?
yeah.
Take back everything I said. So Cole Burtenshaw, he's a terrible man. We'll probably never have him on this podcast again. Just kidding.
No, we definitely need to have him back. He's a funny guy. I love him to death. So
that's funny.
But
well, dude, let's take some time for Shep Studio. What do you got for us?
Okay, I watched a movie this week on Netflix. I don't know if they were taking it off, and I've been wanting to watch this movie for a really long time now. It's just an incredible movie. It's Ford versus Ferrari. It stars Matt Damon, Christian Bale. Watched it on Sunday. And it's just awesome. And it's so funny. I've realized that I get watching like sports movies, racing movies, and I start like yelling at the TV as if it's actually happening, and I'm like cheering them on because I found myself doing that during this movie, and I'm like,
yeah,
this is a movie. This isn't actually happening right now, and it's just like so funny. But like, I think I gave this movie 4.5 stars out of 5. Like I really enjoyed this movie, and I'm just a sucker for racing movies and just stuff like that. Like I think they're great, and I love them. And this one in particular is just like, it's just super good. I love Christian Bale. Matt Damon is super good too. And John Bernthal's in it, and I love him. Like it's just a great cast, great movie, and it's just awesome. So if you haven't seen it, like totally go watch it. I don't know how much longer it's on Netflix, if it's even still on Netflix by the time this comes out.
I need to watch it for sure. I haven't like fully seen it. I think I've started it a couple times, but I need to watch it for sure.
It's one of those movies that you have to kind of sit down and almost like pay attention to because I don't know, but it's just so good. Like I loved it. It was great.
And just to make sure like there's no nudity or anything like that in it, is there?
No.
Okay.
No, it's PG-13. Like I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it's PG-13. So I was just trying to think in my head. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely PG-13. But I love this movie. It was so good. And like,
so maybe I don't need to watch it then.
What do you mean you don't need to watch it?
I'm just kidding.
I highly recommend it. Like 10 out of 10. Definitely recommend this movie. It's so good. And also, this isn't a movie, but my favorite TV show came out with a new episode this week. Daredevil Born Again. I fetching love it. I'm not gonna spoil anything for those who haven't seen it yet or want to watch it, because I know you and I were talking about it, and I was kind of telling you a little bit.
Yeah,
dude,
I'm gonna watch it though.
Like I still, the Netflix TV show that is now on Disney Plus, I love it. It's one of my favorite TV shows ever. Like,
yeah,
it's like right there for number one. I just love it. It's so intense. It's just got so much good going for it. And I believe the Netflix TV show, I could be wrong. I might look it up just for context and for correction, but I'm pretty sure I believe that the Netflix TV show of Daredevil does not have an episode that is rated lower than an 8 on IMDb out of 10. So it's such a great show. Like, it's so good. Daredevil Born Again is also really good. I love it. And Daredevil's just an amazing character anyways, and like Charlie Cox, the actor who plays Daredevil, is amazing. Vincent D'Onofrio, who plays Kingpin, is amazing in this first episode, dude. Like, it has me pumped for the rest of the season. I'm so sad that it comes out week by week, but at the same time, I love it because it gets me excited for the next episode and keeps me wanting to watch it.
On that topic right there, what you just said, I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think binge watching like episodes is better, or do you think it like ruins the show?
So I think it depends on the show, honestly, because I think there are some shows that are better consumed binge watching versus week by week. Because, for instance, I talk about this show all the time. I could talk about this show all the time. How I Met Your Mother is, yeah, it is actually, in my opinion, and this is actually something that I believe is said by one of the creators of the show, that basically the way it's written, it is better consumed binge watching versus week by week. Because obviously, when the show was running, it was coming out week by week. But the way the show is almost set up and written, it's almost better consumed binge watching just because of the way it's set up and the way it's written. Versus other TV shows like Friends,
Yeah.
they aren't necessarily written that way. And it's, even though you can still binge watch it just fine, it's I think Friends is like more of a week by week thing versus like, you know. So I think it just depends on the show. I personally love week by week because it gets you excited for the next episode and makes
Such
you
as
want to
this
watch it more.
Daredevil, right?
Such as like all the Disney Plus always does week by week when they come out with new seasons. They don't really release the full season at once, kind of like Netflix does. Netflix really, I mean, they split up the Stranger Things last 2 seasons into like parts or volumes or whatever, which is fine. But like, I almost prefer a week by week thing for shows like that because it keeps you wanting to watch it and keeps you excited for what's coming. And so for that, I hope that answers your question. But
No, for sure. Yeah, I kind of, I'm not much of like a sit down and can just watch something over and over again. So I kind of like that, like there is a week, because like you said, it kind of does keep your attention. It keeps you excited and it keeps you like wanting more rather than just, okay, here's all of it. Because I'm one who does get bored pretty quick of things. I don't really have a long attention span. Like, I'm trying to watch Lord of the Rings right now, and it's really killing me because each movie is like 3.5 hours long. And so
Are
it's
you
like,
watching the
oh,
extended
man.
version?
There's extended versions of these shows?
Well, the extended versions of the Lord of the Rings is 3.5 hours to 4 hours long.
Man, I must be. I don't know.
I've heard
Watching
the
it with
extended
Ben,
versions are
so
way better than the regular ones, though. So I could be wrong,
yeah.
but
But here's my take. Here's what I've got. Since we're talking movies, this is Shep's studio, so here's my take on those whole things, right? I've never read the book, but I've talked to people. Okay, backtrack a little bit. I haven't seen Lord of the Rings yet. We just finished The Hobbit, okay? I've never read any of the books, but what I got from The Hobbit was, I love the movie, don't get me wrong, but I feel like there was a lot that they could have left out to make the movie a lot more interesting and a lot more like entertaining, shorter, if that makes sense. For people like me who want to watch the movie but don't have the attention span where they can just sit and watch these people with giant feet and weird
Mhm.
noses walk through the forest. It's like, okay, we could have left that part out. Like we
Yeah.
don't need to see them walk 20 miles. Like, let's just get to the part. Here we go.
Yeah.
So that was my only takeaway from that. That's the only thing I probably would have done differently, was try to make it shorter and take out those parts that I didn't really feel like were necessary,
Mhm.
because they really didn't play a factor in any of it at all.
Yeah.
And if we want to dive deeper on like the important things, then sure, go ahead. But I don't know. That was my
I
only takeaway.
know for The Hobbit specifically, they split because there's only one book of The Hobbit.
Right.
There's not 3 books because they split the book into 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, the first act of the book is the first movie, second act of the book is the second movie, and the third act of the book is the third movie,
Yeah.
essentially, from what I am gathering. And like I kind of can see that because there's a lot of things that are just kind of stretched out in the Hobbit movies that because the Hobbit movies are definitely not as beloved as the Lord of the Rings movies because the Lord of the Rings movies between the 3 movies actually won 17 Oscars. So they're really
They're good
good.
movies. Yeah.
And so I've actually never seen them, but I just know from the accolades and all these things and from just what people have told me, like they're really good. I've never really heard a bad review of The Lord of the Rings ever. And from people I've talked to and things I've seen on the internet. And so, and there's 3
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings movies.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, books. Not, there are 3 movies, but there's also only 3 books. And so it's just each of the Lord of the Rings movies is just the adaptation of the one book
Yeah.
versus the Hobbit is split into 3 movies, and there's only one
Mm-hmm.
book. And so I can kind of see where you're coming at there, because I kind of feel that at times too with the Hobbit, because I've seen him, I've seen the Hobbit, and there's a lot of parts that are like, it's almost like they stretched it out to like make a
The movie
movie.
longer for no
Yeah,
reason. Yeah.
and so I don't know. I think it could have been done one movie, but
Well, here's the thing. I was talking about it the other day at work with one of my coworkers. I doubt she listens to this podcast, but shout out Sienna. She was saying that she's read the books. She really likes The Lord of the Rings. I might mix this up, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't remember if she really didn't like The Hobbit and really liked The Lord of the Rings or vice versa, but I'm pretty sure she really liked Lord of the Rings and really didn't like The Hobbit.
mhm,
And I told her, I was like, I kind of liked The Hobbit. And she's like, then you'll love Lord of the Rings because it's. And then I told her that same thing. I was like, I kind of don't like how dragged on it was. And she's like, yeah, that's exactly how the books are. But she's like, Lord of the Rings is way better in that aspect. Like, it's not as drug on. And the parts that aren't drug on, like, it's not like useless either. It's like kind of
yeah,
entertaining. So, dude, we
yeah.
should. I haven't started any of the Lord of the Rings movies. You should
I know
start
we
them
need
with
to
us.
do that, so and then I can review them on here because I have
Exactly.
yet to watch them ever, and
Yeah.
so I need to do that. That's something I really need to do, but and people keep reminding me to do it, so maybe I should.
Yeah.
But, well, that's it for Shep Studio this week. Tune in next week so that, um, you can hear more about my movie watching. But we're gonna jump into Kaysen's Kitchen, Kaysen's segment, and we recorded Kaysen cooking some meat that we recently purchased, and I hope you enjoy. And if you're watching, you'll get to enjoy the video, and if you're listening, listen to us cook food or Kaysen cook. So, Kaysen, you got anything to say?
No, I hope you enjoy it.
Sick. Well, here we are. I don't know how to transition into that, but here we go.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Kaysen's Kitchen. First time we're doing this. Pretty excited. Me and Jaxsten decided we wanted to eat some strip steaks. So that's what we'll be making today. So join us for that. I've had our grill preheating already. So just to kind of clean it and everything like that. All I did before we started the video was just take the steaks out of the package. That's pretty much it. I haven't seasoned anything or anything like that yet, so we'll get going. First off, just wanted to say the most OP kitchen cooking tool ever. You can do anything with this. Nothing better than a pair of tongs. Okay, so let's get started. I like to just start off, I kind of just season one side of all the steaks. So we're not sponsored. This is not a sponsor episode, but Kinder's is the way to go. You guys need to try this out. This is a new one I found. Roasted, well, it's roast chicken, but I call it roasted chicken. It's basically just garlic and herbs, but put it on everything because it's good. It kind of gives like a hickory smoke to a little one. So we're gonna use a little bit of that on each side of these. So I'll kind of just season everything pretty decently. I mean, everyone likes a little bit of flavor. Okay, so just like that. Then we're gonna come in with my favorite, put this on literally everything. So in this segment, you'll be seeing me use a lot of this. Kinder's, again, not sponsored, but we love Kinder's, okay? Kinder's the blend. It's basically just SPG, salt, pepper, garlic. Okay, so we're gonna season them with a little bit of that, some of the blend. Okay, again, we like seasoning, so we're not shy. Okay, just like that. Steaks are seasoned and ready to go on. I have my grill. We're using a Blackstone. I also really don't think there's anything better to cook with than a Blackstone. Got a little bit of butter here. We're gonna butter, just put a generous amount of butter every place we're gonna cut a steak. So, kind of just a little strip there. Spread it out about your width of your steak you're gonna put down. I like that. Okay. I grab my handy dandy pair of tongs here, and I'm gonna grab our first strip steak. Notice only one side has been seasoned, so I'm gonna put that side down. Okay. First side to go down is the seasoned side. Okay, we'll repeat this process. A little bit of butter first. And this process we do for all 4 of our steaks, okay? Okay, now where that side goes, we're gonna go through, we're gonna season these sides that haven't been seasoned. Just because I'm superstitious, we started with the chicken blend last time. We're gonna start with the blend on this side, okay? Followed by roast chicken. Now you're probably thinking, why do we want our steaks to taste like chicken? It really doesn't taste like chicken. Like I said before, it kind of gives it like a smoky barbecue kind of taste, and it's real good. So let those go. A couple minutes on each side, probably two or 3 minutes on each side, and then we'll check back in. Okay, I think it's been enough time on some of these. I think my grill's a lot hotter than I expected. So we're gonna adapt to that with each steak. Look at that. Another reason why I really like these seasonings we use is, especially like on steaks and stuff like that, they kind of give it a really nice crust. Have you noticed that, Jackson?
Yeah.
They give them kind of like a crust, and it's kind of really good. So you can see here is the crust. One of the downsides of the Blackstone is sometimes one side is hotter than the other, no matter if your dials are at the same spot. That's kind of how it works. But like I said before, we adapt and overcome the little things. You're looking good. Excited for these. They come in with the butter and just kind of spread it on, just like I'm buttering a piece of toast. Okay, check back in when these are done. Okay, now we're done. So now we're gonna cut into them. We got the man steak knife right here. My good old handy dandy Kershaw pocket knife. Cut it in there. Just how we like it. A little bit of pink, not a lot. Okay? And I'm actually not gonna take the first bite. I want to take the camera from my cameraman. I'm gonna give him the first bite.
I want the first bite.
Yeah.
This is still pretty warm.
We're using the Blackstone cover. It's a little dusty.
It's also a little toasty.
But we're using that as our table. Because this is how authentic we are.
That and everyone else also inside.
Let's see.
Looks good.
Give her a gobble. Primo.
Pretty good.
There you go. Alrighty, guys. This is it for cooking with. Wait, what's it called?
You don't know what your own
the
segment's
kitchen.
called?
Kaysen's Kitchen. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week.
I hope you enjoyed Kaysen's Kitchen. It was a lot of fun. So hope you enjoy it. And we've got our fun
It
game
turns out
to
really
kind
bad.
of wrap out the episode. What?
I said it turns out really bad. Just kidding.
Hey, you know what? Who knows? But I hope you enjoy our next segment, our game that we always play at the end of the episodes. Kaysen, this is a game that I kind of I took inspiration from different things, but this is lyric or X. So basically, I'm going to give you some phrases, and you're going to try to tell me if it is a lyric from a song or a post from X, formerly known as Twitter. So the first one, take all my money, everything I have.
Lyric.
Okay, do you know the song?
Is it an old country song?
It is a country song, but it's not old.
No, because you know what song I was thinking of?
What?
I was thinking of that, like, take Tommy Thompson, take my best friend, Bo.
Yeah, I can see how you can think of
like
that. Yeah.
take every girl in the
No,
world.
I can see where your thought process, though. So
Please
it is a lyric, so you did
don't
get that right.
take my.
But the song, you're gonna maybe laugh when you hear this, is "Be Her" by Ella Langley.
Damn it.
So-
I should have known that.
Yep. And okay, this next one.
Although I'm
surrounded
not
by
quite
MILFs.
an Ella fella like you are.
Yeah. Okay, this next one. I'm surrounded by MILFs and Taco Bell.
This has got to be a post on that.
That
is such
an
like
X
a-
post. I don't know who
Okay.
posted it, but it's just an X post, and I just think it's funny. So
Which makes me want to go to Taco Bell right now.
I don't.
Because if that's the case, bro, Taco Bell every night.
Hey, there you go. Okay, here's the next
kidding.
one. If I ever
Just
go missing, promise me you won't put my weight on the poster.
It's also a song lyric.
No, this is a
Really?
post from X. Yes, this is a post from X. So you got one wrong. There's
Dang it.
6. I'm just gonna see how many you can get right. So right now you're 2 for 3.
Okay.
And this next one, I can not swaddle. I can swallow a bottle of alcohol and I'll feel like Godzilla.
This is Eminem,
This
man.
is Eminem. This is a lyric from the song Godzilla by Eminem and Juice WRLD. This is actually one of my favorite songs, so I had to
Hit
pull
it.
from
Sing
that
it.
one.
Boom. I could swallow a bottle of alcohol with it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And then, okay, this next one. I ain't gotta see my ex future mother-in-law anymore.
That's a song lyric.
Can you guess from where
Yeah.
or which artist?
Oh Lord, when it rains, it pours.
You're
Luke
right.
Combs,
When it
baby.
rains, it pours by Luke
Woo!
Combs. You're pretty good. You're what? 5 for no, you're 4 for 5 now. Okay. Just said women be shocking, and my boyfriend replied, Lyndon B. Johnson.
Post on X.
It is a post on X.
Ooh.
Do you know who Lyndon B. Johnson is? I just want to know if you know this.
He was the third prophet.
No.
Oh,
No,
just
he
kidding.
was
No, I have
a
no idea.
president of the United States.
Oh,
Yeah.
third.
I believe he was the 38th.
That's what I meant to say.
That's what I meant to say. Let me look. Let me be sure.
Lyndon B. Johnson.
36th U.S. president. How many terms did he serve for? Also known as LBJ. So suck on that, LeBron James.
Ooh.
Just kidding.
Oh, whoa.
Not really.
Children listen to
And
this.
then, from 1963 to 1969, after the assassination, of John F. Kennedy. So that went okay. Oh, he also served as the
R.I.P.
37th president from 61 to 63. Under whom he served had... This makes no sense. I'm confusing myself the way I'm reading this. I'm just going to forget it. But he was the 36th president of the United States, according to Google. And probably history books. But, Kaysen, you got anything else to say?
Is that my last question?
Yeah, that was your last one. Sorry. You were 5 for 6.
5 for 6.
Yeah, you did pretty good.
Dang. And what one did I miss again?
You missed... Let me go look. You missed the... If I ever go missing, promise me you won't put my weight on the poster.
And that's a post on X?
Yeah.
Dang, someone needs to put that in a song. That really hit hard, bro.
Maybe Lizzo. I don't know.
Lizzo. Doja Cat.
Sorry, that was mean. But I thought that was funny. So, you got anything
Big
else
X
to
the
say?
Plug. It's a song by Lizzo and featuring Big X the Plug.
No, wait. If I ever go missing... He's got such a deep voice, by the way.
If I ever go missing.
No, that was good. That was pretty good. Hey, the songs that he sings with the country music artists are actually pretty good. I do like those.
Wait, what's the line? I'll try to Big X the Plug it, okay?
This
Tell
one?
me the whole line.
If I ever go missing, promise me you won't put my weight on the poster.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Give me like a beat. Just hit me with that or something like that. Like a Big X the Plug kind of beat.
What is a Big X the Plug kind of beat?
Just like...
I'm gonna fire here. I'm just gonna
even
get some inspiration.
No, you gotta... Come on, man. You gotta do it yourself.
I can't, though. I'm not that kind of... There's only one song. It's one that he sings with Elle Langley. Dun, 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 dun. This isn't even the beat. This is a... Sorry, I'm trying to... He
Get some
doesn't have,
inspo here.
bass beats. He just has,
Yeah, you're right. Just give me something. Just give me like a hum. Hum a little tune or something.
I don't know. I'm not musically inclined at all. I'm trying to think of the largest one. The one where he's like, because I'm the biggest.
Just say I'm the biggest.
The largest.
The largest. Yeah.
That one's good. That one, I like playing that one on the radio a lot when I'm on the radio. That one's fun to play. They say I'm the
All right. Well,
big.
we're not Big X to plug, so I
No,
guess that's.
I don't know what else to say, but
Hey,
hey,
hey.
I'm the biggest.
If I ever go missing, promise me you'll never put my weight on a poster.
Hey, there you go. That
Was that good?
was
Was
pretty
that
good. I'll take
All
that.
right.
I'll take that.
I'm coming
But
for him.
yeah, you got anything else you want to rant about? Got any rants or jokes to end?
I really don't.
All right
I
then.
really don't. Kind of been a fun
Well,
episode.
this was pretty good. I enjoyed it for the little bit we did together.
Hopefully,
But
we can get a guest on next week for you
yeah,
guys. Hopefully, it's a good one.
mhm.
Not somebody lame like Cole who likes the Utes or something like that. But
Wow, Cole, I love
hopefully,
you. If you're
hopefully it's
listening,
hopefully it's
Cole,
better.
know that I think you're pretty cool. So,
Cole,
but
if you're listening, I think you should repent and cheer for the Cougs.
he won't do that.
Just kidding, man. Love you. Good kid.
Yeah, thanks again to Cole for joining us this episode, and we're super excited for future episodes. We hope we can keep getting guests on, and
Shoot us a message if you want to join the pod. If you
yeah,
want to be a
you
guest.
can DM us if you want to join the podcast, be a guest. If you got something cool you want to talk about or whatever, bring us a topic that you want to talk about. Bring us, just DM us in Instagram or Facebook or wherever you see our videos, and just know that we love you all. Thanks again for listening. Be sure to listen and watch on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks for catching up with us. Till next week.
We're heading out now, but we'll be back again. Another episode right around the bend. Stories, takes, conversations that last. Thanks for tuning in.